I already own a Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm gonna tell you guys exactly how I got this, what it is, why I have it, and all of that, because I think it's really, really interesting and it's a cool story. So here I am at work. I own a retro game store called Double Jump Video Games, and I'm just chilling, working on stuff. I think I'm in the back room on the computer, and a normal, regular customer comes in, and I get called out to the front to look at something, and I walk out, and he's got this Nintendo Switch 2, and he kind of has it like on the counter in the case open like this, and he's like, do you want to buy a Switch 2? And I was like, what the heck? Like, there's no way that somebody is bringing in a Switch 2 console way before it's released, right? And so I look at it and I'm like, that's not a Switch 2. Just like, it looks like one obviously, but just my brain was like, it's not a Switch 2. So I said, it's not a Switch 2. And he's like, yeah, you're right. So this is not a real Nintendo Switch 2, but what I will say is that this is a real product right here. It's physical. And let me explain exactly what this is based on what he told me, right? So he was contracted by a company to make a carrying case for the Switch 2. And he wasn't physically producing it. He was using, I think he said Adobe Illustrator to basically design the entire case, right? And this Switch 2 here is a dummy unit that they sent to him for him to use so that he could get exact dimensions, take his own measurements, all that kind of stuff. So I had a little bit of fun with this when I first got it, made a TikTok and a YouTube short on the other channel, kind of like trolling people into thinking that we had a real Switch 2. And a lot of people were saying like, those aren't the right colors, that means it's fake. And it's like, well, I mean, you could paint them any color you want, right? It is fake, but that is not why. So like I said, this is a dummy unit they sent to him. And what's very clear about this is that, and I didn't ask which company he was contracted by to produce the case. I just didn't think to ask. But whoever it was, they had access to an actual Switch 2 because this is like perfect. This is not like some weird 3D printed mock-up that is hopefully the right size, right? If they're creating a case, they have to know the exact dimensions. And the way that this is made, it looks like this is cast in resin from a mold of an actual Switch 2. The reason I say that is because the Joy-Cons come off here, they are magnetized just like the real ones are, obviously not in the same way, but they are held in with magnets. And they almost sound like wood, but they feel like resin, and I'm pretty sure that they are resin. Listen to this. Hopefully you can hear it with my mic here. These, I'm like 99% sure are cast in resin. They have some magnets that have been put in here, but look at the detail on these. These, like, there's no like little, you know, A, B, whatever written on the buttons. The joysticks don't move, but these are like as close to like the actual Joy-Cons as you can get. The tablet here, they even put an actual glass screen on it, which I think is so funny, because why would they have to do that just to make a case? But you can see like the detail. This thing looks real, right? It's so cool, but unfortunately, none of these things open. The little kickstand doesn't come out. So it is a dummy unit. But I think it's so cool that I own this, because who else is gonna have one of these unless they somehow are working on an accessory and they need something like this, like the guy I bought it from was doing. So not only was I able to have a little bit of fun with the short videos I made of it, and this is one of the official cases that they sent to him as well. He just didn't have any interest in keeping it because he, you know, like, I think he's a collector, but he's not like a hardcore collector and for stuff like this. But I am still on the fence about whether or not I want to collect Nintendo Switch 2 stuff, because there has to be a limit to what I can collect, right? And in the past, I've gotten rid of all of my Sega stuff, all my Xbox stuff, all the Atari, ColecoVision, TurboGrafx, 3DO, CDI. There's a lot of stuff I've gotten rid of to make room here in the game room. And I'm basically at capacity right now again. And I add so many new Nintendo Switch games to my collection every month that I can't even fit these on the shelf where the rest of my Switch games are. So do I really want to start collecting for another console right away? I'm leaning towards no, but this is kind of making me think, should I? I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about quite a lot, and I guess you guys can let me know in the comments what you think I should do, but I know at the very least, I'm not getting rid of this. This is just too cool. It's so awesome. I love having stuff like this in the collection. It's a very weird, unique kind of thing to collect. Obviously, it doesn't serve any sort of purpose for me other than to display it, but I think it's cool. I like the story behind it, and I like that I was able to have some fun with it and make these little kind of trolly videos and fool some people for sure. But let me know what you guys think. Should I start collecting Switch 2 stuff right away? And are you going to? Let me know in the comments. And I'm on the fence not only because of space and how much it is, because the games are expensive, but there's so many of these like key card games and code in a box things. I don't love that. As a collector, that's not what we want. So if I were to collect Switch 2 games, would I only collect the ones that have the full game on the cartridge? Would I care about the key card ones at all? What if it's a game that I really, really want to play, but it only comes out as a key card version? I just don't know. So I'm still kind of thinking about it, but at least for now, before everybody else, I do own a Switch 2. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.